So the question is the budget action camera market dead in 2024? Well, today we're looking at a new camera from XTU, the X6 4K dual screen action camera. And let's answer that age-old question. Is it worth it or is it not? It's time for a quick little disclaimer. XTU, they did send me this S6 free of charge for me to review. They did not pay me for this review. They didn't tell me what to say. They don't get to see this video before it's released, and all opinions are my own. Now to the video. Now, before we get too involved with the performance of this camera, let's first look at its specs and what comes inside the box. It is using an Umbrella H22 CPU with a Cortex A53 1.2 GHz quad-core processor, which should make this great for performance. It has a Sony IMX386 1/3 inch CMOS sensor. It has dual color screens, and the rear screen is a touchscreen. It claims to have super smooth image stabilization 4.0, but we'll be testing that shortly. Inside the box, you're greeted with a waterproof case that's good for 40 meters. The camera itself is not waterproof. You also get a skeleton case. You get a battery that's 1350 milliampere hour, but it's only one battery. You get a wrist remote, a USB female to a USB male adapter, and all the normal GoPro style accessory mounts. You know, this video is one that's going to be a little bit difficult for me to really give a good judgment call on, and I'm going to tell you why that is, because maybe it's just that I've become a little bit spoiled between the top three, and that's going to be GoPro, and that's Insta360, and DJI. Because of what they offered today, as far as image quality and also stabilization and audio quality. This XTU S6, I was really torn because I was thinking, you know, the budget action camera market is dead. And I have to remember that there's a lot of people that are on the budget. And this may fit into your needs regarding a $139 action camera that does have dual screens. It does have the Umbrella H22 chipset, which is a very powerful chipset. But when I look at it's 2024, is mediocre good enough? So I'm going to show you some resolution samples with this and some stabilization testing that I did. I also compared the S6 to the XTU Max that I got, I believe it was about a year ago, just to see comparative wise how it looks on an e-bike for a stabilization test. And then, am I going to keep this? Probably not, but you're going to have to watch to the end of the video to find out more on that. Alright, this is 1080p 30 frames per second. See what the video quality looks like. This is 2K 30 frames per second. See what the image quality looks like. 2.7K 30 frames per second. Now this is 4K 30 frames per second regular. And this is 4K 30 frames per second super view. Okay, got the XTU, the S6 action camera. For a budget action camera, that's $139. That's something to kind of be wary of. The build quality on this is not that great. I will say that the audio sounds pretty decent, but let's see what stabilization and image quality looks like. It's not a completely sunny day, but as you can tell, skies are partly cloudy. And I don't know what the image, the back of the screen looks really dark, but it's pretty well lit out here. We're going to try it on the OneBot, the e-bike, to see exactly how stabilization is on this thing. tell you right now, with the XTU Max, the back of the screen, everything is nice and bright. And it's still overcast as it was earlier, but now we'll stick it on the one bot and see how it does. Let's see how it looks outside. 4K 30 frames per second. Image stabilization is on. A poor peach tree. This dude, I feel so bad for it. Crazy how many peaches are on it. An apple tree is going to get some apples soon. So what are my overall thoughts about the XTU S6? Well, I guess if you're in a budget market and you're looking for something that's going to be able to deliver native 4K, somewhat decent audio. It does have a little bit of a tinny sound to it. It's decent stabilization, and at 2024 standards, it's not great stabilization, but there is some stabilization with it. Now, one thing that I found funny was with the super view. So if you look, the native view versus super view, all that super view does, it actually just crops the image down to make it look like it's a wider image when they take the top and bottom and kind of squish it down. So they're cropping a little bit less into the sensor, so you're getting some more height, but then they're scrunching it down, and that gives you the super view, but it doesn't give you any more of a wider angle. It gives you the perspective of possibly being wider when it's actually not. On a scale of 1 to 10, what do I give this camera? I give it around a 5 or 6, and I'm trying to keep in mind that it is a budget action camera. It just seems that the budget market used to be really, really good. If GoPro was here at a 10, okay, and I'm just using GoPro as an example because GoPro has their own issues, but if the GoPro here is at a 10, the budget segment was at a 7, 6.5 and 7, which when you look at the price disparity, it made sense to go budget because if you're tight on $1, you could get a budget action camera and get pretty close results with it. And for a lot of people that are using a budget action camera as a C camera or a D camera or even an E camera just to possibly destroy, it wasn't that big of a hit into the wallet. Now, I will say that the menu system on this is very, very clunky. I mean, that's one thing I do not like about this. The XTU Max, the menu system was very, very smooth. On this one here, and I don't know if it's just a touchscreen or just the way that the software or the firmware is for the menu system, but it's very clunky to navigate around and to roll it and scroll it. But all in all, I mean, it's an okay action camera. Let's just say it as that. Just an okay action camera. And like I said at the beginning of the video, am I going to keep it? No, I'm not going to keep it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give it away to a viewer, and hopefully someone that is subscribed. And by the way, YouTube has nothing to do with this giveaway in any way, shape, or form. Doesn't cost you anything. If you are a subscriber, that's great. If you're not, maybe consider subscribing. If you do like tech reviews as far as action cameras, microphones, gimbals, drones, you name it, if it's got power running through it, I'm going to review it. And if you're interested in a budget action camera, obviously for free, because I'm going to give it to you for free, but you must be within the continental United States because that's the only place I'm going to ship it to. You do not have to be a subscriber, but I would appreciate it if you are a subscriber here, because that means that you've watched these videos before, and I like to reward people that have been here and watched these reviews and have been dedicated to the channel, because I'm dedicated to you, the viewer. And all that you need to do is write down in the comment section down below, what do you think about the action camera? First off, do you think it was worth it or not? Because in my opinion, 2024 standards, and I'm not trying to be critical, so I'm trying to be in a better frame of mind than what I was yesterday when I was really just nitpicking this camera real hard. It's okay. And that's all I'm just going to say. I'm just going to leave it as it's okay. It does have some potential. I don't know if XTU is going to release any firmware updates for it, because they haven't released any firmware updates for any of their previous cameras. So I'm going to go with the assumption that they're not going to. But tell me down in the comment section below, what do you think about its image quality? Do you think it's worth it for $139? And most importantly, if you're interested in getting it as the giveaway, write down in the comment section below that you want it. Good luck to everyone that is interested in getting the S6. Like I said, just comment down below, I want it, and I'll enter you into the drawing for June the 30th. That's on a Sunday, and I'll post up the video on June the 30th so that everyone can see who the lucky winner is, and I'll give you instructions on how to claim it. Also, if you're interested to find out a little bit more about the evolution of budget action cameras, be sure to check out this video right up here. And as always, I'll catch you in the next review. Bye-bye.